What's happening, YouTubers? It's your boy CB, and we are back for my favorite segment on the channel, Huddle Watch Alongs with Recruits. For you defensive lovers, for you guys that like smash mouth old school football, this is your episode. Four-star linebacker in the 2025 class, Gavin Nix, is a absolute monster in the middle. A linebacker that's just as successful against the pass as he is the run. One of the highest rated recruits and has a very busy schedule coming up. But you don't want to hear it from me. You want to hear it from the superstar himself. So without further ado, one of the coldest linebackers in this class and one of the best overall athletes as well. Four-star linebacker from IMG Academy, Gavin Nix. What's happening, bro?
What's up, man? Not too much, man. It's great, man. I appreciate you bringing me on, man. And shoot, I'm looking forward to chopping it up with you tonight, man.
I appreciate you coming on. We know you busy. Obviously, the season ends and it's almost like overnight. It's y'all's show. The 24 class is wrapping up and that phone starts ringing. How's that
Yeah.
been since the season ended?
Shoot, it's been hectic. Towards the end of the year last year, college football was still they still had their seasons going, so everything really picked up January, and ever since January, man, recruitment's been crazy. Every college is trying to close out their classes. With the 25 class, with it really being our year this year, so they are trying to make good strides as far as being on the recruitment trail. So, it's been hectic, but it's been good though.
And before that, coming off of a very successful year, not just for you, but for the squad as well. How was
hmm
that year for you in IMG Academy?
Man, it was great. Obviously being on the national team, we able to travel all across the country. So that's a blessing to be able to do what we love, but also, play in different states. Travel places that we've never been before. So it was great, man. But I play with a lot of dogs, man. We, iron sharpen iron. So we continuously make each other better. But I like to say sometimes, man, the practices be harder than the game. So a
I
season with
could only
IMG, man.
imagine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So a
I
season
could
with
only
IMG,
imagine.
yeah, season with IMG teaches you a lot, man. It grows you a lot, man. And the trajectory that the team was on last year was great. We finished undefeated, had a great last game to close off the season against our rival at home. So it was no better way to end off the season. Great season. I'm blessed to play with the guys that I played with. Shoot, half that team is in college. Doing things that they love, starting their journey. So a whole new cycle, whole new guys that will be coming in. We had a few that came in January. We have more that coming in the summer. So looking forward to doing it one more time.
So you mentioned you got some guys, some leaders that left. There's a couple I want to mention. Two of the best defensive players in the class last year was on that defensive line, David Stone
Oh
and
yeah,
Jaden Jackson. So
oh
they
yeah,
exit. Now for you being a senior in that room, for you being the guy on that defense, what's that transition like coming into this year? Now, they gone. Now you got to be the one to pass on that legacy. They looking at you. They looking at the other linebacker, Nathaniel, they looking at y'all too, like, all right, the standard's gone. Y'all the standard now. What's that mindset like now?
yeah. Most definitely the main thing is just keeping the main thing the main thing. For me and Nathaniel, we've seen what the standard is. We've seen what a national championship winning team looks like. We've seen what an undefeated season looks like, and we know the preparation that goes into Monday through Thursday each and every day, and we knows what it takes to get there. So just knowing the ins and outs and all the guys who's been here, who's underclassmen, of the guys who will be new coming in, just holding them to the standard each and every day. Knowing that we don't win the season come fall time or during the week of a game practice. It starts very soon. This upcoming month, come April when we start spring ball. That whole cycle that all starts right now. Everything that we're doing from the time we wake up to the time we go to sleep will be detrimental to our success come fall. So not a this would be my third year being on IMG. So I've been with two different type of teams. Been a part of a lot of successful teams. So, I know what it looked like. So just holding the new guys, to that standard, so we can do the same thing come this last year.
I love that y'all have that not just the reload mentality, but also the we reload, but we continue the work that the guys
Yeah, most
before us
definitely.
put in. You know what I'm saying? You don't forget the groundwork. You just like you say, I'm sure on their way out, there was like, hey, y'all got to be better than us now.
Yeah,
We
most
upped
definitely.
it. Now it's y'all's turn to be better than what we did.
Hmm. Yeah.
So that busy visit schedule that I mentioned earlier, there's a couple schools I'd like to mention. One in particular, the Colorado Buffaloes. You got that offer and have been on campus. What's that relationship like with that staff? What was that visit like getting to go out there, see what that team and that culture was all about?
It was great. You said culture, man. The culture change is definitely flipped while Coach Deion is there. It's crazy. He most definitely brought a lot of life to just the town of Boulder. Most definitely doing great things. Just people look at the season they had last year and from what they did the year before that. Coach Prime's done great things just in one year. People don't
Yes, he
realize
has.
he only had a few months to turn it around, and just a little just a little amount of success that they did have, that means a lot. So they're most definitely going in the right direction. As far as my visit, man, it was great. Just going up there and being a part of that. You on the sidelines, all type of celebrities, and saw Master P.
That's
Got to meet Master P.
crazy.
Like, what I'm saying, like, you can't just go anywhere and just have that happen. Like that college game day environment is crazy, and it starts all from the morning. Like we got off a flight, and it's about probably like 20 people on the same flight as us. That's all. Oh, we here. We just come just for prom. So it's great, man. He most definitely has a lot of influence, and he's using it the right way. And I'm happy for the trajectory that the program is on, and they're gonna be doing some great things in the future. But as far as my visit, man, I loved it.
Yeah, it's cool to see what he's able to do up there. That not just bringing his own swagger, his own culture, but it's not like he's completely changing what Colorado is. It's still what Colorado is. He's just bringing a little bit more prime flavor to it. And like you
Yeah,
said, that first year, I don't think people understand how hard it is when you turn over that many players in a locker room to get them to gel as fast as they did. The fact that it didn't implode for one is a victory because it's hard when you
yeah,
get a bunch of different egos in a locker room like that. I think it's clear from anyone that has a clear brain and is not wanting him to fail that he's clearly building something special there. Like you said, that culture, that atmosphere, you can feel it through the television. Being there
yeah.
live, though, as a young athlete, how is that feeling on the sideline watching? Guys turn up a little bit different there this year than in other programs. How much fun was that?
Man, it was super fun. They got talent across the board. Obviously with Travis Hunter leading the show. They got Shador. But seeing them guys, like you say, seeing them do what they do in person, it's most definitely different. And you just feel like this got an aura to them. About like when they're doing something, it's like it's electrifying throughout the whole entire stadium. So it's what's up, man. And they coming off of the season that they had prior to this year. The town was looking for that spark when it comes to football. So Coach Prime gave him that. So just being in the middle of that during it all happening, you can, like you said, you can feel the energy, and you can feel that their time really coming back. In the next few years they'll be back to where they once was, and no, it was great, man. Like I say, celebrities on the sideline, just uh, I already forgot the Bulls. I mean the Buffalo's name, but the Buffalo running out, just those tradition, like all that. It's real. It's live, man. It's a great environment. Most definitely a great environment to play some football in. So I enjoyed it as far as going to a game.
Another fantastic environment, another historic environment, probably an even bigger historic environment when it comes to the history of college football is Notre Dame. What was it like being able to see a game there? And what's that relationship like with that staff?
So actually, I saw a scrimmage. I've actually never been to a game. Hopefully, I can make it up to a game this fall. But um, I visited last summer, and that visit was great. Beautiful campus, very clean. Shoot, it's like you can eat off the ground. Um, it's dope out there. They most definitely have a different feel to it. Very prestige school. Great people on staff. Coach Freeman. That was my first time meeting him actually about a year ago. He's a great dude. Him being a linebacker and playing at the level he did would be tremendous to my growth in my game. And great, like I said, great people on staff. They had great players, and they're great people. You know, being at Notre Dame, you know, those are people who are really invested in, you know, what they do on the field and as well as off the field. So it was great being around an environment like that. Um, and I had a great visit as far as that goes.
So when you hear about Coach Freeman, you hear the same thing from players, how calm and how cool he is. What have been your interactions with him? Is he as cool as advertised?
Nah, he is. He actually, I was able to, you know, we talk over the phone, but January he came up and he stopped by my school and come and came and talked to me and they ain't nobody lying about how calm and collective he is. You know, he just come in. You know, he had a big coat on, just cool. Like, hey, what's up, man? You know, we want you to. You know, he just real laid back and cool, man. But like I say, as far as him playing the position and what he can put it into me, we talked a lot about that, and obviously the connections that the school has, and you know, like I say, how prestigious school is. He's really laid back, but he's a great dude, man. You know, gets his points across very clear and just, you know, he knows what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? So overall, he's a great dude to be around. He never gets too low or he never gets too high. So it's a
That's what it
it's a good
looks like on
balance.
the sidelines. On the
Yeah,
sidelines, he just always looks like the moment's never too big for him. Something you
yeah,
mentioned that I love is he's a former linebacker. He is a defensive coach. He's a head coach, but he
hmm
specializes on the defensive side of the football. How cool is that? Just looking inwardly, that a guy like that specializes in defense, like you said, fantastic career as a linebacker, looks at you and says, "I see the same things in you." How
yeah.
cool is that from your perspective to see that from a head coach of such a prestigious program like Notre Dame?
Man, that's the start, man. That's a blessing, you know, because he's already been places that I'm still working to get each and every day, and for him to see
Yes,
that
sir.
potential in me, you know, for him to see that potential in me, man, that means a lot. You know, most definitely keeps me motivated to keep going each and every day. But just that connection ship right there, just that connection on, yo, man, I've did this. You know, I know what it takes. I know what it looks like. And, you know, you come along and join what we have going here. I can help you, you know, step by step on getting to where you want to go. So that's great, man. And it's not even only Coach Freeman, you know, that whole defensive side of the ball, as far as, you know, Coach Golden being the DC, he's coached in the league, coached all around college football. And their coach, they actually just got on staff, Coach Buller. You know, he actually played linebacker a few years not too long ago. So, you know, a big vocal point in as far as my recruitment at Notre Dame was like, hey man, you come to Notre Dame, it's not just me that has eyes on
Yeah,
you. You
we got
got
a
three
few of
sets.
them.
Yeah, we got three sets of eyes who all has linebacker backgrounds, all on just our linebackers, you know. And that's different. You know, you can't get that everywhere. You know, you see programs where their DC is a DB guy, a D line guy, you know, all over the place. But you know, he like, man, here I did it. My guys that I work with, we all did it. We love linebackers, you know, being the quarterback of the defense, you know, because we run the show. So, you know, it's you know, that's a blessing, you know, starting from Coach Freeman coming down. But nah, it's cool, man, and it most definitely shows, you know, what he can definitely help me get to because he knows what it looks like.
Yeah, you know there's no BS when he tells you
Yeah,
something. Or when he
yeah,
tells you he
exactly.
sees something about your game, you it's like, "Oh, okay. I know everybody else saw that. You see that. Okay, cool. I
Yeah,
can
yeah,
see
he
how
gonna
you
see
see
that.
that." And he can speak to you in a different way. So
Hmm.
before we do get into the film, because I know people are like, I want to see him hit somebody. We gonna get there. There's
Hmm.
one more school I gotta ask you about, one of the hometown schools, the University of Miami. So you've taken a visit there, got another visit scheduled coming up. How have your interactions been seeing that campus and interacting with that staff?
Man, it's been great. Most definitely one of my favorite staffs throughout my whole entire recruitment trail. You know, and it really all starts with Coach D Nick, man. He's super
That's the
passionate.
guy.
Yeah, man, super passionate, real dude. My love for Miami's recruitment starts with him, man. Great dude, man. I've been to Miami a few times, and you know the main point of me continuing to come out is just to continue to build that real in person connection with Coach D Nick because he's a great dude, man.
I
You know,
love that.
obviously, with what he did with his backers this past year, he's developed them tremendously, and that's great. You know, as far as keeping the main thing. You know, I got dreams of playing in the NFL, so development is huge. But he also has that skill to develop his guys off the field. You know, he's a great dude, great man. great coach, great leader, great husband, all that. And that's what really has been attracting me to Miami. And the whole staff, along with that, we all have group chats with everybody on staff, my family, all that. We talk every week. Just talked to Coach Cristobal not too long before I hopped on here. So like they most definitely got it down when it comes to recruitment. So it's great, man. But um as far as the staff, the campus, beautiful campus. Um love the whole love everything that Miami has going on. So it's great though, man. And like you said, I can't wait to get back down and see them one more time and live at action for spring ball.
Do you remember your first interaction with Coach Cristobal?
Yeah, it was actually shoot, I can't think of the exact time it was, but I remember exactly what it was like. Coming into his office. Obviously that was the first time I met him, and he was a real laid back, calm, collected, cool guy as well. He's being an O line guy, you would think O line guys normally always riled
Right,
up and
right,
all that.
yeah.
Yeah, but he's not like that. He's real laid back. One thing that I do love about him is he's he has a vision and he trusts in that vision. When I first met him it was a little over a year ago, and like I said, he trust the same thing that he talked about when I first met him. It's all coming into fruition. The trajectory of Miami's program has just been up and up and up. And like I say, when you have a leader that trusts in the vision and he has guys behind him that believes in the same thing, that's when you continue to see success. So that's why I feel like Miami's going to be back where they need to be very soon.
What I love about that staff the most is their desire to build relationships. Like when they recruit, when guys like D Nick, when guys like Kevin Beard, when they recruit, they build relationships rather than recruit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like what I love hearing, that's why I like asking about the position coaches in particular. Like I
Mm-hmm.
love that intimate relationship you guys get. Like you said with Marcus Freeman, you can talk to him about not just what's it gonna look like when I get there. It's hey, when
Yeah.
I'm seeing this kind of coverage, it's been giving me issue. Like what did you do when they did this
Yeah,
to you?
exactly.
You could have a and then like guys like D Nick, like you said, it can be personal too. It can be hey, everything all right. You look like you. I
Exactly.
like the I love when I hear a player talk about coaches recruiting them in every way besides actually recruiting them. You know what I'm saying? When it's
Yeah.
about building that relationship first, I feel like that's when it's special.
Yeah. And that's like, then true, you hit it on the nail. That's really what, as far as in this process, that's what separates, the real ones just from everybody else. Because it's at the end of the day, it's recruitment.
Yes.
We're getting recruited for what we do, but when you're getting pulled in so many directions, you got to find sometimes the littlest things that okay, hey, what separates this school from this school? What separates this coach from this coach? So those little things which gets overlooked at times is I know speaking for myself and obviously I'm sure other recruits can say the same thing. That's most of the time what can set a lot of programs and coaches apart from each other. Because that's real. Because football is great. That's what gets our foot into the door. But as we mature and get older, we'll realize it's not all about that. You know what I'm saying? So I want to be able to have a deeper connection past football. Because if something goes left with football,
I love
and
that.
the ball goes flat any day. So when something goes left, who are you to me? That's why having a deeper connection past football is huge. Like, can I just call this coach and hit him up and what's up, coach? How your week went? How your family doing? That's that means a lot more than just recruiting me because I know everybody can get recruited, So how are you going to set yourself apart? Just like how we do as athletes, whether that's being good in the classroom, knowing how to carry yourself, knowing how to talk, knowing how to publicize yourself in your community, anything. Like how can we set ourselves apart? Same thing when it comes to coaches. When I look at it, so that's a that's a huge thing in this process, man.
And that's your coach for the next 3 to 4 years. Like
Exactly.
that, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That's the voice you're hearing for the next 3 to 4. So if something about it don't click, it's best to figure out what or why. Now, for those of y'all
Exactly.
that are going, hey, my school in on them too, my school in on them too, but I ain't seen this film yet. I got a special treat for y'all. So you something you said in particular earlier is what I love hearing from linebackers is being the quarterback of the defense. How much
Yeah.
about that is why you love the position at linebacker?
Man, it's huge because actually my first year, I'm a more of a lead by example type of guy. I wasn't as vocal, and when my role started to pick up, coming into my second year, my coach was like, "Man, if you want to do this, man, you got to be vocal. You got to have a connection with the guys because if you want to play linebacker on our defense, you got to be able to run the show." And I feel like that's what linebackers do. Being able to set the front up, tell the guys what's going on in the back end. That's huge. You are the anchor of what's going on the field, being in the middle of the field. So um, it was huge, man. It really develops your skill as far as being a vocal leader, and it helped me a lot as far as building connections, with guys off the field too, because being a linebacker, you forced to lead. I feel so. That was the main thing that I was working towards to get grit on, and it helped me a lot as far as as we'll see in this film, man. So that's really what it was for me.
Your ability to be versatile, Gavin, is something that is absolutely incredible. You just see the first few plays
Yeah,
on your film, and it's three different styles of linebacker. So let's unpack this one here first. Your ability to diagnose here tells me two things. One, you prepare probably like no other. And two, the closing speed is ridiculous. How much of this comes down to film study and you diagnosing this before it even happens?
yeah. So I say it's a combination of three things. Most definitely starting with film study. Knowing what I can be expecting with different formations. What are their tendencies, what are their favorite things in different type of formations and things of that nature. And second is I think it's instinct. For a big part of my football career, I actually played running back, so I know on the screen. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So I know how to feel certain things out. So if I see a running back come up and it's nobody in front of him, and he just chopping his feet, I'm getting some signal in my brain like, hey, this off. So instincts. And the last thing is just putting my physical ability to make the play. All that training and working we do throughout the off season. That's all presented on film right here with the closing speed. So pretty much a three-step process for me, but that's what it is right there. So putting all three different aspects of the game together.
And then here we get to see you as a pass rusher. How excited do you get in situations like this? Play starts breaking down. Hey, I get to go get after it now.
Yeah, this is huge. Yeah, this is like you say. This was pretty much a broken play for them. But hey, in my head, I'm like, man, if I see the quarterback back there scrambling behind the sticks, hey, a sack, I need them. And that's great. As far as your stat sheet and all of that. So right here, it was just relentless effort, man. Just being the first to get to the ball and just going ahead and making a play, not watching the play get made. So that's pretty much what that is right here.
How much is running to the football preached at IMG Academy? Because we see he start breaking down, y'all start flying.
Man, it's huge. Like they don't. That's one of the things they don't play about because effort is something you can't. You can try to pursue it, but you can't teach. But they love to instill it in us. To make it a part of our identity. Because it's all the decision. Effort is a decision. If I'm gonna run to this ball or I'm not, that's a decision made within yourself. So, just we have something here called loafs. No matter what in practice, if the ball is ran or thrown, if you didn't give a burst to the football within 5 yards, that's a loaf, and they all
Ooh,
add
I
up. And
love that.
yeah, and you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it after practice. So it's uh, it's most definitely something that's instilled within us. But that's really what keep a reminder in the back of our head, like, man, I need to get to this ball. And as you can see, sometimes you get paid off. Sometimes you might not always get paid off for it, but sometimes you will.
So another thing I love to see the energy you bring on the field. That leadership, that Ray Lewis style of energy. Has that always been a part of your game even before you became the vocal leader? Were you always the guy to set the tone with the big play and bring energy to your defense?
Yeah, most definitely. So, like I said, I wasn't always a vocal guy, but my when I was younger, my pops always taught me like you gotta have at least if you ain't gonna be vocal, you gotta have a switch. When you get on that field, you gotta have something
I
that
love
hey
that.
man, we playing ball now. We can't be this calm, laid back, cool dude on the field. Like, man, now you got to be nasty to play the sport. Must definitely being a defensive player. So always throughout my time of playing linebacker, like even when I wasn't as vocal, it was always like, man, I'm gonna set the tone in what I do. And it's good hitting somebody, you know what I'm saying? So you get that adrenaline rush, like, man, I gotta do something, jump up or celebrate or something. So that's always been in me. But, as far as being vocal, that all came with being confident and, leading a group of young men. So that came with time. But as far as, just having that energy, that's always been there. And I think that was kind of natural.
So for a linebacker like you that does a little bit of everything, what's the more enjoyable play? When you blow up a running back in the backfield or when you get a nice sack on a quarterback?
Ooh, I'd probably say most definitely a sack. A sack is
Okay.
because it's not very often that you come across too many sacks. The quarterback and that's the quarterback is a guy that has eyes on everybody on the field or whoever, even if you off the field. So getting to that quarterback is huge. It's more likely for a linebacker to hit a running back than a quarterback. So sacks are huge, and they pay off on that stat sheet. A sack look real good on that stat sheet. So anytime we can come across a sack, I'll try to get it. But one of the things I want to get this year is most definitely a few picks, man. I gotta see what that feels like in the game. I actually haven't came across one yet, but that's my next goal. Get some picks this year.
You coming off the edge here, underrated weapon. How much are we going to see a little bit more of this next year?
That's something that we'll have to see. I hope I can come off the edge. Like you said, I wasn't able to come off the edge too much this year. It was most definitely an underrated part of my game, but we actually just got a new DC, so we're gonna see how he gonna utilize me this year. But shoot, I hope I can because coming off the edge is fun, man. So and it definitely allows me to showcase, some skills that might not be presented as much, being an inside backer. So hopefully we'll be able to see that a lot more this year.
You being on a traveling team like IMG, schedule is always going to have somebody on it that's like that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Ain't no walk in the parks on the schedule. But being the quarterback of a defense, you're also going against some of the best quarterbacks in the nation. How
hmm
fun is it having some of those battles where all right, I'm going up against a 4-star, 5-star signal caller that's known for his intelligence. Now it's me versus him.
Yeah, it's huge. Actually, that last clip you just saw, being a Notre Dame guy, that's actually my dog Deuce Knight. Since we talking about great quarterbacks, Deuce Knight is a dog. He's probably the best quarterback I've seen this whole year. But it's huge just having that brawl. Like, shoot, look at them in their eyes before the play, letting you know, like, man, I'm here. But it's huge. Just being, it's kind of hard to explain, but when you're in it, in the moment, like, man, I know I got a dog being that quarterback, or just a whole offense, like, because we played a lot of solid teams, so like, man, it's a whole bunch of dogs across from me, and I got some dogs riding with me, and it's gonna be a good clash. So it's a good feeling, just knowing y'all back, yeah, it's gonna be war in this field. So it's dope, man.
So we talked about some of the guys leaving the defense, but like you said, there's still a lot of dogs on that defense. Talk about some of those guys that are going to be going to war with you this year. I know a lot of the people listening, they know the names like Kasani Giles. They
hmm
know some of the guys on that defense, but talk about some of the other guys that are looking to step up this year and get their names called and get their names noticed.
Yeah, most definitely. I gotta start with my dog Nathaniel Wusu. I feel like
Monster.
yeah, I feel like we probably shoot. I don't want to sound cocky, but we might be the best duo in high school ball right
I was
now.
gonna
So
say it. I was gonna if you weren't gonna say it, I was gonna say it, bro. Just go ahead and say it, bro.
yeah, yeah. So most definitely my dog Nathaniel. We actually call him Woo. So yeah, we gonna tear it up this year. I know we gonna do great things. So we talk about it every day. Like, man, we finna tear it up this year. So most definitely my dog. And we got dogs all across the field. Zach Ford, Kasani Giles, like you said, in the back end. Um, uh, a whole bunch of guys up front. We got dogs like Dylan Worden, London Merritt. It's IMG, so we got talent across the board. Most definitely a very talented defense. We have our whole secondary coming back, minus one safety, and as far as our offense, it looks pretty different. But we have a receiver who's a dog, Donovan Olubade, who will be returning. He's been like that, but he'll be returning, holding it down on offense. But the offense will look pretty different. But nah, we'll be good though, man. Like I said, we still gonna have guys coming in, so I'm just looking forward to seeing how everything pan out. But I know we'll be all right.
So we talked about that schedule, and as we're watching this film, it's team after team that is the who's who of high school football. For
Hmm.
those games, what are those games like for you as a competitor, knowing we got St. Francis this week, they Mike Van Buren over there, they nationally ranked. What are those games like as a competitor getting ready for?
It's huge. It most definitely makes you hone in on your process throughout the week. You can't BS around, especially knowing like, and that's within every week. But it means a little bit more when you know you playing, a team full of guys. And that's a big opportunity for you. That's when all the eyes on you, and that's when you want to have some of your biggest games. So it's huge. Most definitely got to hone into that everyday process, Monday through Thursday, and most definitely just being serious in your preparation. You gotta, if you want to be like a pro, you gotta act like one. So that all starts from Monday when you wake up, starting your preparation for the week. So that's pretty much what it is. And as far as like, man, the hype is different. Most definitely when we play on the road, like, shoot, you see in this clip, it's people all across the parking lot, the fences, all type of things. So even this game too. So when we play on the road, it's a
It's
little
an
different.
event.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. A lot of people will come out to see IMG, so that gets us ramped up as well. So yeah, just being ready for the big day. But like I said, you want to treat every game the same, but them big ones just mean a little bit more. So that's pretty much what it is.
You feel like playing on this big stage and playing at a program that you played at IMG gives you a leg up? Like when you go to camps or you know what I'm saying? Or when you do get to the next level, I would imagine for you, you're so used to competition, it's gonna be nothing for you to go first. You know what I'm saying? Even as a freshman in a drill. Because I would imagine at IMG the competition is always so fierce that it's like that next dude is nipping at your heels. What
Yeah,
is that like, that competition in the locker room?
man, it's huge, man, and that's why I started off saying iron sharpens iron because that's true here at IMG. The guys that come in and out of here, man, it's been a true testament of all the successful guys that continue to move on and go out because they've been put through this program, and beyond the guys that come in here, it's also the programs. I mean, the rigorous schedules that were put on. Training us to really be like a pro. So it's great. My trajectory of my game has been huge as far as being here. Was definitely teaching me how to be more independent, teaching me how to just be like a pro as far as taking care of your body, getting in your playbooks, and just having that edge on everybody else. Like, man, it's a bunch of great guys, so you got to think, man, it's all about separation. How can I separate myself from the next guy? Because at the end of the day, that's what's going to separate you from, is this guy going to start or this guy going to start? Who going to get the job? When there's so much competition, it forces you to think different ways to get your job, get your spot. So it's huge, man. And like you say, being at IMG, man, it's not a lot of places that can compare. And that's why I feel like there's so many guys who come in and out of here and are so successful. So it most definitely, I would say, it most definitely give me a little bit of advantage as far as being able to most definitely like talk the same terminology with college programs and all that. We run a college scheme here, so my IQ and my knowledge of the game has skyrocketed. So I know that's probably one of the main points as far as from being here and back at home. Like, that's one of the main things that's really skyrocketed as far as me being here. So it's really the A to Z process from being at IMG, which really molds us into who we are.
Something else I have to mention at IMG, the strength and conditioning program, bro. You and Nathaniel out here looking like Avengers. Y'all both look like straight comic book. but that is work y'all have put in. Speak
Yeah,
to that IMG strength and conditioning program over there, because that also gets y'all ready for the next level.
yeah, man. It's crazy. I remember I always talk about this. Like my first day at IMG, I'm like, man, because I'm a little freshman. I was a freshman. Like it was my freshman spring, and I came in, and I got thrown in. Like at the time, some of the strongest guys on the team were backers. Outside backers and things of that nature, bigger guys. But I'm like, man, I walk in here, man, guys deadlifting 6, 7 plates, and all that. I'm like, man, what's going on, man? But man, it's crazy.
And
My
now
time
that's
been
you. And
exactly.
now that's you.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta stay down, trust the process, and wait your turn. But that's a prime example of what IMG does. I remember walking in, and it's funny seeing it full circle because I got guys who like, man, can I work out with you? And I'm like, yeah, come on. And they see me lift weight, and they're like, whoa. And it's funny. Yeah, it's funny because it's like, man, that was me 2 years ago, like walking in the gym and be like, man, well, I ain't even finna touch that. Like, I got me messed up. And now, just
Now that's you.
yeah, exactly. So just going through the programs that they put us on, lifting 2 to 3 times a week with them, and obviously working out every day as far as being on the field and all of that. But we typically based it on the season of the year that we're in the weight room 2 to 3 times a year. What's up, bro? You all right? Good, good, yes, sir. But yeah, man, they most definitely put us through some things, but we most definitely reap the benefits of that. As you like you say, as you can see, so that's why a lot of us come through here looking like machines, and it most definitely pays off when you turn on that film. Just being dominant. That's what they teach us to be dominant, and a lot of our strength training is based off of speed. Being able to being able
That's
to lift
interesting.
heavy weight fast. You know what I'm saying? That's what's
Okay.
different at home. One thing that I can say, no matter how much weight I picked up, I've never maxed out while being at IMG. You see a lot of guys back home, even when I was at home, like we maxed out all that, but I've never maxed out at IMG.
That's
It's all
interesting that
about,
that's not the focus.
yeah, the focus is you can lift however much weight you want to move, but can you move it fast? We got these trackers in our weight room that track speed, and our strength and conditioning coach, he'll change the speed based off of a lift. So like if we're bench pressing, he'll be like, the pointer is point 0.6. So I gotta move this bench press no matter how much weight I got on it faster than point 0.6. So it's dope, man. It's different for sure. Like the tech put in, the what they know with the technology they have is really what creates, the guys that comes in and out of here. So it most definitely makes us look at weightlifting from a different perspective. So it's crazy. I don't know if you
They
actually saw the
building monsters.
Yeah, I don't know if you actually saw the post that I think Matt posted it, and it was like the Chiefs weight room and IMG weight room. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw y'all's weight room. I didn't see anyone compare it, but y'all's weight room went viral last week because people
Yeah,
was like, "Yo, this is IMG's weight room."
yeah, that's what
It
I'm
looked
saying. So
futuristic.
yeah, no, it is. So just being able to have access to that is huge, and like people don't even know we got a like right under our weight room. Um, we have a training room that really preps, the prehab into lifting all this weight or doing all the running we do, or even if
Hey,
we are injured, that's a huge thing to keeping us going. So it's a blessing to be here, man. So I just try to take advantage of all the resources that we have here each and every day. Because what I can say, you can't just walk around and see all the things that we have here at IMG every day. So it's really what's up
I
though. But
love
it,
that.
it, it gets you ready for the next level for sure.
So something I always like to ask y'all before I let you out here: all the work you got to put in, not just on the field, at practice, 7-on-7 camps, the work you put outside of what IMG requires. When you tired, bro, and you sore, and you had to take 3 visits last weekend, and you gotta wake up Monday for running and
Yeah.
training and lifting, what is that why that keeps Gavin Nix going, even on the worst of those days?
Yeah. For me, really just being able to pour everything into my family, back for, what they did for me. My family has done great things for me, and I feel like I wouldn't be able to be here without them. And that's what really keeps me driven each and every day. And another thing, I'm real big in faith. just how I say with my family, I wouldn't be here without my Lord and Savior. And I feel like He's done great things for me, that sometimes we can't understand, but through faith, you realize like, man, I appreciate what He's doing for me. So, I got a reason, He waking me up each and every day. So it's like, man, I can't be in this position that I am and just waste a day, because if I'm slacking, man, that's me doing my Lord and Savior wrong, my family wrong, all the people who poured into me, that's me doing them wrong. Like, each and every day, I gotta have my purpose instilled in me. Like, man, ain't no quitting, ain't no giving up, ain't no nothing. Like, we got something that we trying to achieve. We trying to pay our dues back to the people that helped me get to the point that I'm in right now.
I
So that's
love
what keep me,
that.
yeah, that's what keep me going every day. Like, just not letting the people down. Um, not giving yourself, just trying to force yourself to not giving yourself another reason, another excuse to be like, man, it's all right, man. I can skip it today, or we'll get it done later. We always gonna have that mind in our head, because it's not used for human beings to want to do things the hard way, but it's like having that discipline, like, to be like, man, I gotta do this the hard way, because it's the only way it's gonna get done. Because if you want anything great in life, you gotta go through them hard times. You gotta persevere.
Amen.
You gotta
Yes,
persevere.
sir.
Yeah, through them trials and tribulations. So just being able to, one day, pour back into the people that helped me get to where I'm at in my life. So that's what keeps me driven every day, and just knowing how grateful I am. Like, it's people who got way less than me, man. So I can't let everything that I have go to waste, man. Because something that's using me, I want to be able to be in the position to give back to a lot of people. God willing, if I get to where I want to get in life. So just not wasting, the position that you in, because opportunities come a dime a dozen. So you just can't waste it. So that's what really keeps me going, each and every day, knowing it's people out here watching you every step. How are you gonna present yourself each and every day you wake up. So that's what it is for me.
Let me tell you something, Gavin. If it's not football, with that mindset, with your work ethic, and with that mindset and the way you approach life and anything you do, if it ain't football and you decide tomorrow it's gonna be checkers, you're gonna be great at it. The way just the way you approach it, because it's not about the end result for you. You understand the work that has to be done to achieve the end result. And even on your worst of days, you still look at it and go, it's just what needs to be done, whether I want to do this or not. So if you decide tomorrow I'm gonna be a Play-Doh building champion, you're gonna be a Play-Doh building champion, bro. It's in you. Everybody don't have that, but you have that. So I love asking that question because you get a little bit of insight to the hard work y'all got to put in. I think some of us forget it's 24/7 for y'all trying to
Yeah,
accomplish this dream. It's blood, sweat, and tears on days when you may not want to. It's 7-on-7, it's camps, it's interviews like that, it's everything that y'all do to accomplish this dream. So I love to hear the why, because I think that's important too, to never lose why I'm doing this.
exactly. That's what keeps us grounded and chasing what we want to chase in life. So most definitely, man.
Thank you so much, bro, for coming on. Let the people know where they can follow you on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll link those in the comments so that y'all can click that and go straight to his page, because this is a recruit you are definitely going to want to keep up this year. And I know y'all are in the comments like, my school on him. So let them know where they can follow you and keep up with you for your senior year.
Yes, sir. So all my socials are at G6Nix, all lowercase letters at G6Nix. So that's all my socials. I appreciate anybody who wants to keep up with me, man, and stay tuned, because I'll be having a big senior year, man. So I appreciate everything. I appreciate everybody who tuned in. I appreciate you for having me, man. It means a lot.
Thank you, bro.
Yes, sir. I'm wishing your Canes and your Irish a great season this year, man. I hope it goes good for both of them, man.
I think I speak for everybody in the comments when I say we wishing you a good and a successful season. After your senior year, when y'all tear it up again, we'll have you back on to watch your senior tape, talk about another dominating season at IMG and whatever school you end up choosing. But until then, I wish you nothing but luck and good health for your senior year. I know I speak for everybody in the comments when I say we can't wait to see you ball out again.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, man. Y'all have a great rest of y'all night.
You have a good night. Like, share, and subscribe. Go follow bro right now. We
Yes,
out.
sir.